It's easy to get to Bruges from England. The Eurostar goes directly to Brussels, and regional trains will take you to Bruges. The weather forecast was wet and it was raining when we arrived. Luckily, it cleared up and we had pretty good weather the rest of the trip. We started our day with a canal trip. Well, before the canal trip, while we waited for the boats to start running, we popped in for Jamie to get a little bit of chocolate. Then we headed out. Like many beautiful old cities in Europe, Bruges' glory was built with medieval wealth and preserved by economic ruin. Medieval success ebbed and flowed literally with the tides. In 1134, a storm opened up a tidal inlet connecting the city of Bruges to the sea. This connection allowed Bruges to flourish as a trading center. But as tidal inlets do, this one began to silt up. And by the 16th century, the sea was largely cut off and trade shifted elsewhere. Our first stop was Old St. John's Hospital, a super old building built in the 12th century and operated as a hospital until 1977. Now it's an art museum. This painting here shows what the hospital looked like in 1778, and this is what it looks like today, this modern art exhibition. The hospital is also famous for the many masterworks of Hans Memling on display there, including this, the triptych of St. John the Baptist and St. John the Evangelist, painted in 1479 for the hospital, where it's been ever since. The contemporary exhibit is works by Otobong Nakanga and includes an extensive look at the spice trade that made Bruges rich and the effects that that had in a broader global context. Next up, we visited the Groningen Museum. Here you've got 600 years worth of art, ranging from the colorful and lively to the somewhat judgy. We get a good deep dip into the macabre with this gruesome piece by Gerard David, showing a man being skinned alive, and Jan Provost's creepy Death and the Miser, and Jan van Eyck's lovely painting of his wife. This place sold amazing, colorful polyester statues of animals and whatnot. Ridiculous things. Of course, we brought one home. Nearby all this stuff is the Church of Our Lady. Everything's nearby. That's part of the joy of Bruges. You're never far from anything. At any rate, there's all kinds of really beautiful stuff inside this church. But what it's really famous for is behind this gate. You can get into the church for free, but you can't get through here for free. Because this is where you go when you want to go see the Michaelangelo sculpture that they have in here. This Madonna and Child was purchased by a couple of rich brothers who lived in Bruges, brought here in the early 16th century. It's the only Michelangelo to have left Italy during his lifetime. A short scenic walk brings us to the Lace Museum. Now, if you're like me, you've probably never thought twice about lace in your entire life. That all changes when you come here and you see how it's made when it's made by hand. You really start to get it when you go upstairs into this room here. Up here, experts and amateurs together make lace by hand and let you come in, snoop around, and watch. It's unbelievable. You see what is happening, you see what they're doing, and it still doesn't make any sense. how this turns into lace. And if you decide you need to bring some home, any number of stores will sell you all kinds of lace. Or table runners, or cats dressed up like aristocracy, or whatever else you're looking for. Well, all this sightseeing has worked up a thirst, so we're gonna go check out Bourgogne de Flandres, one of the breweries in Bruges. Thus refreshed, we headed up to the Belfort, or the Belfry of Bruges. Of the Belfry, Longfellow wrote, "In the marketplace of Bruges stands a belfry old and brown, thrice consumed and thrice rebuilded, still it watches o'er the town. As a summer morn was breaking, on that lofty tower I stood, and the world threw off the darkness like the weeds of widowhood, thick with towns and hamlets studded, and with streams and vapors gray. Like a shield embossed with silver, round and vast the landscape lay. At my feet the city slumbered, from its chimneys here and there, wreaths of snow-white smoke ascending, vanished ghost-like